No. It's not how it's going to roll. This team is absolute dog turd. Dog turd. This team is absolutely dog turd. Toilet wank is this team. Absolute toilet wank. I see the intro. Fuck it. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is just becoming a normality, guys. It's the new normal. It's the new normal. Oh, fucking hell. This is what this is absolute toilet wank. It's just so bad. It's getting worse. It's not even getting better. It's getting worse. This shit, I can't be doing it anymore. It is so bad. It's so bad. This team. This team is going to end me. This team is going to end me. Big up to everyone in the chat. How are we all doing? I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all doing good. I hope everyone's well. Chilling. Oh, ruins your fucking weekend, don't it? It ruins your weekend. Oh, this team. I don't know what. I've got lots to say. I've got lots to say tonight, so bear with me, guys. I'm trying not to go rant so much tonight because this is so shit, man. Someone just said Hobo Jamie's on its way back. You know what? It might be. The beard might come back. This is just. I don't know where we go from here, guys. I seriously don't know where this team goes from here. We are all over the shop. All over the shop. This club is rotten. This club is rotten from top to bottom. Everyone's to blame. There's no debates anymore. There's no Jurgen Klopp versus FSG or anything like that. They're all in the shit. They're all to blame. All of them. Klopp, Pep Linders, the whole ownership, the players, getting away with murder. These players are awful and need to be stood up and made examples of. The manager needs to make examples of these players right now. They're getting away with everything, guys. These players are getting away with everything. They just came back week after week with shit performances. And they're allowed to get away with it. And the manager is just getting away with it because no one's got the guts to say anything. And when you do say stuff, you get criticised. How dare you say anything bad about Jurgen Klopp? You can't say anything bad about Jurgen Klopp. You say anything bad about Jurgen Klopp, you're not a real Liverpool fan. I got told this in the comments of my last video. Go and get my comments up in my last video, guys. Guys, go and get the video up. Yesterday's video Get the video up. Go and look at the comments underneath it. Apparently, I'm not a real Liverpool fan because I dared go against the establishment. The cult of Klopp is after me. Literally, guys, the cult of Jurgen Klopp is after me. The church of Jurgen Klopp is after me. I'm not allowed to say anything. It's getting ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. People got to open their eyes, man. There's more wrong at this football club than just the ownership. The ownership is dead. The ownership is shit. The ownership is finished. Yeah? They were so good to a certain point. Now they can't do anything. What they've done off the pitch is... I have to applaud what they've done off the pitch. You know, the way they grew us as a brand, as a club, I have to applaud them. On the pitch, have been dreadful. Jurgen Klopp has been dreadful. Dreadful. Jurgen Klopp's tactics have been shit. But we're going to get people that tell you, no, Jurgen Klopp can't do anything wrong. You know, Jurgen Klopp's got his hands tied behind his back at the moment. This ain't on Jurgen Klopp. He's got his hands tied behind his back right now because he can't do anything with a team of Alisson, Trent, Robbo, Konate, Matip, Gomez, Simicas, Thiago, Henderson, Stefan Bagotic, Harvey Elliott, Naby Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, Fabinho, Salah, Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, Bobby Firmino, you know, Carvalho. Apparently he can't do nothing with these players. He can't do nothing with them. It's not his fault. It's the owner's fault for not investing, which is correct. But you can't tell me he can't do anything with the players I've just said. I am sick to death of seeing 4-3-3. 4-3-3. Right, I'm going to say something. I'm going to say something because it's fucking me off now. I've had enough of all this. You know, Klopp can't do nothing wrong. You know, Klopp can't do nothing wrong. It's all the owners. You're not a real Liverpool fan because you are going against Jurgen Klopp. You can't be a real Liverpool fan. You're a glory hunter and all this shit. Glory hunter. 41, man. I grew up in the 90s when we were shit. Shit. Living in London. 200 miles away from Liverpool. Supporting Liverpool through the whole 90s when we were shit. Yeah, even Arsenal fans. Loving life. All around you. Even Man United fans. Loving life. All around you. I didn't actually move away from Liverpool. This is my club. Don't give me this glory shit. Stop it. Stop it. I am sick to death of all the fucking bullshit about Jurgen Klopp all the time. There's too many people on here with limp wrists because they fucking wanking Klopp off too much like this. Boom, 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 boom. Light on me, Jurgen. Money shot me. Money shot me, Jurgen. That's all they're fucking on about. That's all they care about. Their money shot. Doing my fucking head in. Just sitting here, watching Jurgen talk bollocks in press conferences. Apparently we don't need no players. Apparently today he has said, we're not going to do any business this January now. Our January transfer window is done. We're not going to do any more business before deadline day on Tuesday. Gakpo is it. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. What are you on about, Jurgen? You're happy with it. Go. Oh, fucking hell. Grow some balls. Grow us some balls, Jurgen. And go and compete against these owners. Show us that you aren't sticking up for them. Show us that you actually want change. I want to hear you in press conferences, Jurgen, go, look, I want players. I don't want him to talk about it in a way that we have to try and guess what he's saying by it. You know, when he says something and people will go, well, you know what Jurgen meant by it. I don't want to hear that bullshit. I want to hear Jurgen actually say, I want new players. It's hard for me to get new players in. I can't get the players I want. I want to hear him say it. I want to hear him go against the owners. What are the owners going to do? Sack Jurgen? Of course they're not. Fuck me. If they sack Jurgen, the world will end. So they're not going to sack him. Jurgen's untouchable. Jurgen, say something against them. Say something against the owners, Jurgen. Because at this moment in time, I'm just thinking, a lot of people in this chat are just thinking that you agree with them. You agree with the owners. The amount of people that wank over Jurgen Klopp is doing my fucking nutting. It just don't make no sense to me. He can't do nothing wrong. Oh. It just didn't fucking do anything. Like, he can't do nothing wrong. And it's doing my head in. I love Jurgen Klopp. He's my favourite ever Liverpool manager, apart from Kenny Dalglish, yeah? In my era, right? Apart from Kenny Dalglish, he is my favourite ever Liverpool manager, yeah? Right? It doesn't mean I don't want him to change. I'm not happy with the way Jurgen is at the moment. But I want Jurgen to change, because at the moment, what he's doing in his way he's managing the team at the moment, coaching the team, it's almost like neglect. He's neglecting his duties at this moment in time. I can't be sitting here and people telling me everything's cushy, everything's fine, none of it's Jurgen's fault, but we're out of every cup competition. We're going to go out to Real Madrid and we're sitting 9th in the Premier League. I can't hear that all that is down to the owners. Because if you believe all that was down to the owners, then you're fucking mad. I'm sorry, I can't help you with it. If you think all that's down to the owners, I'm sorry. It's not. It's just not. We're out of all the cup competitions. Our season is basically over. We're 9th in the Premier League. If we go out to Real Madrid, we'll probably go out to Real Madrid. So, how is all that on the ownership? Right, people act like we got Burnley's 11. Sorry to big up Burnley, by the way. People act like we have Burnley's first 11. If we have Burnley's first 11 and we're 9th in the Premier League, I'll be like, fucking Klopp's doing a good job. Come on. So many issues at this football club. And it is not all Jurgen. The owners have got to go. I can't keep saying that. So everyone who keeps commenting on my videos after my lives are finished and keep going, oh, you're Klopp out. I've not said them words yet at all, right? People on my videos might have come on, who I've invited on as guests, might be saying, yeah, we want Klopp gone. That's up to them. This is not an echo chamber, yeah? I'm not making everyone agree with me. We're not going to say one thing and, like, pass it around. You know, everyone's allowed an opinion. I can't, if my guests want to come onto my channel and have their opinions, which I allow them to have, and they want to give it, right, that is up to them. I'm not going to tell them they're right or wrong, and no one should. It's their opinion. Yeah, they think enough's enough. It's their opinion. But I'm not going to sit here and say I want him gone. I want him to do better. I want him to do better. If I have anyone, I want FSG to go. And I'm not having all this spend like mid-table team bullshit. It does my fucking nut in. It's all bollocks. Yeah? It's all bollocks. Jurgen Klopp and all that spend on what they want to spend on. Yeah? I'm sick of all this spend bollocks. NetSpend is not real. Can everyone please get that out of their fucking systems? NetSpend is not a real thing. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It only exists in the mind of people that want to make things up. It doesn't exist. Yeah? You can't have NetSpend when you don't spend something on. So if I go and buy a player for 50 million, yeah, but I make that payment 10 million up front, and then the rest of the payments over a 5-year contract, That's not net spend. That's not how net spend works. Net spend don't exist. It's just people want to use net spend. Here's net spend for you, right? So if Liverpool, right, here you go. If Liverpool spent 300 million in one transfer summer, yeah, but then sold 250 million's worth of talent, they'd have a net spend of 50 million, yeah, right? So if that happened every single year, so for the next 5 years, yeah, for the next 5 years, Liverpool spent 200 million, yeah, 300 million in one summer, sold 250 million's worth, would have 50 million net spend. Say the next season, next summer, we spent 100 million in the summer and sold 50 million, right? And we had 50 million net spend, right? Everyone would then start going, we only have a net spend of Bournemouth for 50 million every year. Stop, get off your net spend bullshit. Go off with the net spend bollocks. It don't exist. Net spend doesn't exist. Yeah, it's just a made up thing that people like to argue with. And by the way, all the Liverpool fans that moan about net spend, yeah, a few years ago, all you guys were loving net spend. All of you. I remember when Liverpool won the Premier League and Liverpool fans were going, look at our net spend. No, it's so much less than Man City's and Man United's, but we're winning things. That's how good we are in the transfer market. And now, a few years later, everyone fucking moans about net spend. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. People do this all the time. They complain about something, but years back they were like all for it. Oh, our net spend is great, man. We got our net. We spend so much less than Man City, so much less than Man United and Arsenal. But look where we are ahead of them. We're miles ahead of them. We're miles ahead of them. Look at the talent we got, and we don't spend nowhere near as much as they do. We're so good in transfer market. Fast forward 3 years, everyone's fucking moaning about net spend. That don't exist. Fucking mad. It's an absolute madness. It's an absolute madness. Net spend don't exist. Get off the net spend bullshit. Get off the net spend bullshit. Don't exist. Big up, Sean. In the end, we just need answers from the club over a lot of questions. The breaking point will be if we don't win the Merseyside derby, the fans will be doing a madness. Big up, Jamie, doing the stream. Big up to you, Sean. Thank you very much for your super chat, my friend. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. You know what I hate, guys? This is what I hate in life, right? I just hate hypocrites. I hate hypocrites. Hypocrites are it fucks me off. I hate people being hypocrites. Sometimes I get it. You can't help it. Sometimes the way life changes, you have to be a hypocrite. Sometimes the way life is. No, I don't. Yeah, that happens. Fair enough. I don't mind it. But things like this net spend stuff that Liverpool fans are so wanking their arse over 3 years ago. You know, 3-4 years ago, every Liverpool fan I know, right, was going on about our net spend. Look at like Liverpool don't hardly spend any money, but we've got a far better team than Man United and Arsenal and Chelsea. You know, we're always above them. They got to catch us up, and we don't spend hardly any money at all. You know, 4 years later, everyone's moaning about net spend, that we don't spend enough money. So you can't win. You literally can't win. You can't win. These people just, you know, it's just a madness. It's a madness. And again, I'm not sitting here and saying I want FSG to stay at this football club. I don't. Their time has come. Like everything in life, someone's time comes, yeah? Managers' times come. Managers come and go. Owners come and go. Players come and go. Everyone gets used to a certain point in life where you need to change it up. Yeah? It's natural. FSG came in, did really well for this football club, improved the football club on and off the pitch, and now they can't do it anymore. They can't do it anymore. Right? We know they can't do it anymore. So why are we demanding FSG to do something they can't do anymore? It's a pointless argument that's never going to win. We're never going to win that argument, guys. We all know FSG can't afford to invest into this football club. So why are we asking them to invest into this football club when we know they can't? It's a pointless argument. It's a real pointless argument, guys. It's a real pointless argument. FSG can't afford to invest. So their time has come. And I can't say this anymore. For everyone who's new today or watch me for the first time or whatever it is, guys, I'm not Klopp out. I want Klopp to do better because he's doing shit. Yeah? We can't pretend he's doing great. He's having a shit season. I want him to do better, right? I want FSG to leave because FSG can't own a football club and invest into that football club right now. Yeah? If they could leave, if they could invest into a football club right now, I'd say, yeah, let's keep FSG here. But they can't invest. So they have to leave the football club and get new owners. But guys, it's the same everywhere. If your manager's come to the end of his time, you don't just keep him because of your love for him, because you're sentimental to him. You care about him. You love him. You don't want to let him leave. Yeah. If he's come to the end of time, he's come to his end of his time. Same with players. If players have come to the end of their time, they need to leave the football club. There's nothing wrong with it, guys. It's a natural thing. You can't keep everybody and please everybody. It's impossible. It's impossible. Big up Snake Eyes. Thank you very much for the super chat, my friend. The midfield is the issue in Liverpool. It certainly is. It is the issue. I mean, Andy says it here. I think Klopp is a great manager. I think his time's up. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, that's Andy's opinion. I'm not going to tell Andy he's right or he's wrong. It's Andy's opinion. And Andy's allowed that opinion. Andy he's allowed that opinion. People don't come for him. If people in this chat today want Klopp out, I am not going to tell them they're wrong. Because it's their opinion. Yeah? It's their football club as much as it's my football club and as much as it's the next person's football club. Do you know what I mean? So we can't tell anybody that they're right or wrong because everyone's got an opinion to how they want their football club run, how they want their football club managed, how they want their football club coached. Yeah, new owners might come in. Guys, new owners might come into the football club and go, do you know what, Jurgen, we don't want you. What's everyone going to do if that happens, by the way? Can I just ask that right now? What will happen to everyone who's so against that Klopp has got nothing wrong in there? Klopp's done nothing wrong. It's nothing to do with Jurgen. It's all the owners, yeah? What if we get new owners, guys? And them owners go, Jurgen, do you know what? We don't want you. We're going to get someone else. Are you all going to turn on the new owners? Are you all going to turn on the new owners? Or are you all going to be like, it's okay. Klopp's leaving, but we've got massive investment now. And we're going to spend 200 or 300 million every year. You're going to stay. Of course you are. Because you support Liverpool Football Club. You know what I mean? You support Liverpool Football Club or do you support Klopp FC? Are you Klopp FC or are you Liverpool FC? At the end of the day, that's the thing. I'm telling you right now, guys. The new owners come in. Everyone just thinks like new owners come in and Klopp's staying. What if that's not the case? New owners will put a lot of pressure on Jurgen Klopp straight away to succeed. Especially if we get very wealthy owners, yeah? If we get very, very wealthy owners, they'll want to see success pretty quickly if they go invest a lot of money. So a lot of pressure will go on Jurgen straight away. And if Jurgen don't succeed, he's gone. Simple as that. What are you all going to do then? People come and go, man. People come and go. People come and go, guys. It's just the way life is, you know. People come and go. Players come and go. Did I ever want to see Steven Gerrard leave Liverpool Football Club? No, I did not. No, I did not. But guess what? He gets to a certain age in his career where he's like, I've got to go. And you're like, he's got to go. I can't have a 37-year-old Steven Gerrard in my midfield. You know what I mean? You can't keep staying because you love a player so much and you're so loyal to someone. I love Jurgen Klopp. I adore the man. I love him like my dad and I've never met him. It's mad. We all do. I'm sure everyone in this chat has got attachment to Jurgen Klopp, even if they're really upset with him right now, even if some people want Jurgen Klopp to leave this football club and are not happy with him right now, I'm still sure they've got an attachment to Jurgen Klopp because what he's brought to this football club, yeah? He's gave us the Premier League, he's gave us the Champions League and stuff like that, right? And everyone's going to have that attachment, right? Always, because what he's done for this football club. It'll never leave. No, I met my dad. It's just I've never met Jurgen. That probably came out wrong. You know what I mean? It's just like I've still got an attachment for Rafa Benitez. I'm sure some of you in the live chat right now have still got an attachment to Rafa Benitez. Because Rafa Benitez in his first season at Liverpool won us the European Cup. You know, we won the Champions League in 2005. And I'm sure people have still got an attachment to Rafa Benitez right now. You know, I know a lot. I know when, before Jurgen Klopp became manager of Liverpool again, I know a lot of Liverpool fans who wanted Rafa back. A lot of Liverpool fans wanted Rafa back before Jurgen Klopp joined Liverpool. Yeah? So attachment is a natural thing, guys. Emotion is a natural thing. And I don't blame anyone for it. Yeah? I don't blame anyone. I don't really blame you guys, right? If you want, but don't come at people, right? What I'm saying is don't come at people and tell them, like me in my comments yesterday, that I'm not a real Liverpool fan because I have guests on my channel that don't want Jurgen Klopp as manager. Don't tell me I'm not a real Liverpool fan. That's a fucking madness. That's a madness. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah, look, Rafa was great. Rafa was great, man, for us. I hold a massive attachment to him. The whole city of Liverpool do. Look at the reaction Rafa Benitez always gets when he comes to Anfield. Like, he's a loved man at Liverpool. Always will be. Jurgen Klopp will always be a loved man at Liverpool Football Club. Even if he is no longer manager of this football club, Rafa Benitez will always be a loved manager at this football club. And Jurgen Klopp. When the day Jurgen Klopp leaves this football club, guys, and we move on and we become successful under another manager, because it will happen, right? We won't forget the times of Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool. No one will, right? No one will. But we will be successful under another manager one day, because that's the way of life, guys. That's the way of change. That's how you move on. Yeah? You can't stay static. You can't stay still. But again, what I'm saying, guys, is that Liverpool are a huge club that are playing totally awful football at the moment. Our football's boring to watch. We're awful. Jurgen looks like he hasn't got an idea at this moment in time. He doesn't look like he knows what he's doing right now. I look at Jurgen and I'm like, Jurgen, do you actually know what you're doing? You know, tactically, I'm thinking, what the fuck is he doing? See, I don't think Jurgen is that great tactically as a manager, right? And that's not an insult on Jurgen Klopp, by the way, guys. That is not an insult on Jurgen Klopp. He's not a tactically great manager. That's not an insult on him. By the way, Alex Ferguson, yeah, even admits himself he was never a tactically great manager. But what he was a great man manager, a great manager of men, you know. He's a great man manager. And that's what Jurgen Klopp is, yeah? Right? Some managers are very exceptional tactically. Some managers aren't, but they can still have as much success as a technical manager. You know what I mean? It's just, that's the way it is. And tactical managers, it's not Jurgen's strong point. It's not that he's bad at it. You know, all managers are different tactically. Do you know what I mean? Like, Edward says here, Ancelotti, Rafa, and Jose. Oh, where is it? Sorry. Ancelotti, Rafa, and Jose, exceptional tacticians. Exactly. That's it. You know what I mean? They're different. Jurgen is not like that, yeah? Jurgen is not like that tactically. Now, obviously, he can coach and have tactics and all that. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the job he's in now, and he wouldn't be successful at it, of course. But I'm looking at the way we play right now, and Jurgen looks like he's lost ideas. He looks like he's lost ideas in how he wants his football team to play right now. Because no matter what formation we play, we are tactically set up the same way. So if we play 4-4-2, 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1, 4-2-2-2, or whatever that bloody stupid formation is, or 4-2-4, whatever formation we play in the last, 12 months or so, like 6 months, say, sorry, the last 6 months, our tactics, though, are exactly the same. So it doesn't matter about the formation change, guys. We adopt different formations, but we play the same tactics. So if you play the same tactics with different formations, you're not actually changing anything. You're not actually changing anything. Now, do I think Jurgen Klopp is a blinding manager? Yeah, of course he is. He's a quality manager. But I do think Jurgen needs the tools. Jurgen needs the right tools to do what he can. And what I mean by that, so this is an example, yeah? This is an example. So when Liverpool lose 1 or 2 key players in their first 11, yeah? When Liverpool lose 1 or 2 key players in their first 11, Liverpool struggle. We struggle. We can't adapt. So if you lose a Virgil or a Mane, say, Liverpool struggle. We can't adapt. If we lose them over, 1 or 2 games, lose them's fine. But if you lose them over, say, a longer period, like 10, 12, 14, 15 games, Liverpool struggle. Like, we struggle really badly. Right, everyone's going at me at the moment. So I've been talking to some people today, and everyone's going, the reason we're struggling right now is because we got Diaz and Jota out injured. Is that can't be the excuse. That can't be the excuse, though, surely. Because he's meant to be, we call him a world-class manager. We call him a world-class manager. So shouldn't he be able to adapt? Shouldn't he be able to adapt with stuff around him if he's a world-class manager? Why do we always struggle when we lose 1 or 2 people out of our team that are important to the first 11? Why do we always struggle? Always. Always struggle. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. You got the team out there today. Alisson in goal. Trent, Robbo, Gomez, Canate. You got that midfielder, Keita, Thiago and Stefan. You got a forward line of Gakpo, Salah and Harvey Elliott. Now, granted, that is far and away from Jurgen Klopp's strongest lineup. I agree. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that's Liverpool's best lineup because it ain't. Right? You're missing a Virgil there. You probably put a Virgil or a Canate. Then you got Robbo and Trent and Alisson. They're Liverpool's first choice fullbacks and goalkeeper. Yeah, and then the front line, your first team front line is probably Jota, Diaz, and Salah. That is probably Liverpool's first choice front line, and so it's not far off. But are you telling me that Klopp can't adapt his coaching to help the players we have now? This is what I'm trying to say. He can't adapt his coaching. Now, if you've got the quality first 11 that Klopp's had, now let's not get it wrong. Even Pac-Man will agree in the chat, yeah? Being a City fan. It's actually nice to have, non-Liverpool fans in the chat sometimes because they see things a little bit differently. But even Pac-Man in the chat will be like, you know what? When Liverpool won the Premier League with that team that won the Premier League was equally as good as Man City's team. He'll probably admit that. The way that team worked. You know what I mean? That front three, that midfield, that defence, goalkeeper. You know, the players we had on the bench as well. You know, they all worked, and that team was just as good. That team was just as good as anything City had at that season as well, right? And Jurgen worked wonders with that 11, with that team, yeah, with that squad. No doubt about it, yeah? But that squad was quality. It wasn't a shit squad. It wasn't a shit squad. It was a great squad. And that's why we won things with that squad under Jurgen Klopp. But as soon as you lose a few players, you haven't got that same team anymore, he struggles a little bit. Now, for me, I can understand the struggle. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to sit here and go, he should be absolutely fine missing all these players and we should stay in the top 2 in the league. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not that stupid, right? What I'm saying is there's a... Batman. But what I'm saying is like, he should be able to adapt to what he's got now. You know, go back to the drawing board. Talk to your coaching team. Do we look back on videos? This is what I've been asking this for a while now. Do we go back and look at videos of games where we lost? Because every time we lose a game, we play the team that beat us a couple of weeks later. We play exactly the same way. Like, there's no change. Like, we play exactly the same way and we lose exactly the same way. So, like, why are we not learning? Why are we not learning? Is he adapting enough? Now, I'm not saying, like, as I keep saying, this is nowhere near what Klopp's first team would look like if everyone's fit. If everyone was fit and healthy, what we're playing with right now probably wouldn't be Klopp's first team. But he needs to adapt a little bit. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking Jurgen to do better. Me, Jamie Phillips, on my own channel, for anyone asking, I'm not wanting him out. I'm just asking him to do better right now. And if no one thinks it's down to him, again, I can't help you. If you think nothing is down to Jurgen, and this is not on Jurgen at all, nothing's on Jurgen at all, then you're wrong. You just are. I can't help you for that. But you can't. We can't be out of the FA Cup and the League Cup and 9th in the league, and you can't be some blame on the manager. Come on. What are we doing? And at the end of the day, if this wasn't Jurgen Klopp and this was another manager, everyone would be asking him to go. I'm telling you right now, because we've got such an attachment to Jurgen Klopp, because a lot of this fan base have got such an emotional attachment to Jurgen Klopp, and rightfully so. I don't blame you, by the way. You don't want him to leave, and I get it. I do. I understand. But if this was any other manager right now, we are where we are in the league, at the cups and everything, you'd all want him gone. You'd all want him gone. And that's just a fact. It's just a fact. But we're emotional because it's Jurgen Klopp. And again, as I said, I get it. I understand it. You trust Jurgen. You know, we've got emotional attachment to Jurgen. I understand him, man. I really do. I get every single one of you. I really, really do, if you feel like that. Because I feel like that a little bit. I'm not going to lie here. You know, even if the manager brought a success previously, that shouldn't be a right. That's one thing I look at, right? If your manager brought you success previously, but is now going through a sticky patch and he's going through a bad time, that shouldn't count for him, in my opinion. I don't care about what happened the year before. I'm sorry. I don't care what happened the year before. I really don't. And in my opinion, Liverpool should have won 2 Premier Leagues under Jurgen Klopp. I think Jurgen Klopp fucked up a little bit in some of the seasons. I think we should have won 2 Premier Leagues. Yeah? Are we all forgetting how many points clear we were of Man City and fumbled the league by 1 point and finished second? Liverpool should have won that Premier League. Let's not sit here and lie. Yeah? We should have won that Premier League. We're clear of City at the top of the league, and then we fucked it. We absolutely fucked it. And we're watching fucking Liverpool versus Leicester. Man City versus Leicester. And, it's 0-0 with 2 minutes to go. Vinny Company scores a screamer and let City go and win the league by 1 point. Yeah, we won the Champions League that year. But for me, we should have done the double. We should have won the Premier League and Champions League double that year. It's just... I'm all for Klopp. I can't keep saying that. I'm all for Jurgen. But I can't sit here and go, last year's last year to me. Last year's last year. I want to move on. I don't want to stay standing still. If we stay standing still, then we all wanted a league, yeah? Guys in the chat, didn't we all want a Premier League, yeah? Didn't we try and find everyone to win us a Premier League? It was 30 years. We wanted to win the Premier League. We won it under Jurgen, and I'm thankful for that. Are we going to win another one under Jurgen? I don't know. Is that all his own fault? As I keep saying, it's not all Jurgen's fault. It just ain't. It is the owners as well. The owners have to give Jurgen a bit more. I've been saying this for ages now. But things in this football club make no sense, does it? Like Cody Gakpo was bought. Why? Like literally, why? When everyone's fit, does Cody Gakpo even play? Honestly, guys. And by the way, I thought Cody Gakpo was actually really good today. But if everyone is fit, if everyone is fit, does Cody Gakpo actually? Does he stay? Where's he play? Why weren't that on a midfielder? And I know the outlay was 8 million and the payments across. I get that. But you're telling me there was no midfielder we could find with a similar outlay? There was no midfielder we could find with a similar outlay to Cody Gakpo. It's what I'm saying, man. I don't understand where this... I don't understand everything. I don't understand the club right now, guys. I really don't. I don't understand it. I don't understand the club right now. Now you're hearing things today that apparently Jurgen Klopp has come out. I don't know how true this is because I haven't heard it myself yet. I haven't heard it from his mouth yet, like from him himself. It's quotes that are on Twitter at the moment. I don't know if you guys have heard it, if it's true. But he's saying that Liverpool won't be doing any more business this January. But the quote is that he's happy with that. He's happy with that. And that's obviously set a lot of people off. Like, why are you happy with that? You shouldn't be happy with that. It's true, says John. No, I'm saying if he's happy with that, it's just, I don't get it. I look at Curtis Jones, who's brought on today. Curtis Jones has brought on today, yeah? What has Carvalho done? What has Carvalho done so wrong that Curtis Jones is in front of him in the pecking order? Seriously. What has Curtis Jones done? What has Curtis Jones done to be so ahead of Carvalho in the pecking order? There's so many issues, man. Carvalho injured again. See, I didn't even know he was fucking injured. How has Carvalho got injured? He doesn't play. Again, this goes to training. 70% of our injuries are always in training. Why is that? Why is 70% of our injuries always in training? Big up, Squidly. Carvalho injured today. Injured since the Wolves FA Cup game. Why are 70% of our injuries in training? I don't get what's going on there. Obviously, the physio department are not doing their job. The physio department need to do their job. When Jurgen, right, I'm not going to blame all this on Jurgen, by the way. When Jurgen asks a player if they're like, he asks the physical department, like the physiotherapists and the doctors and all that, and go, right, is so and so ready? I need to know so I can bring him into team training. And they go, yes, he's ready, boss. And then he brings him back to training and he breaks down straight away. Luis Diaz, yeah. Klopp, that can't be all on Jurgen because Jurgen's not a doctor. Yeah, he's not a physiotherapist. The doctors and the physiotherapists at his football club, the medical department, whoever's working in this medical department right now, if Jota and Diaz are not fit enough to come back to first team training yet, don't tell Jurgen that they're available to come back to training. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Don't come back to training till you're ready. So I can't always blame that on Jurgen. That's just I can't blame that on Jurgen. Jurgen's just a manager and coach, man. If his medical department tells him so and so players ready and they come back and in their first training session they break down again, then obviously they weren't ready and the medical department aren't doing their job. So I can't blame all that on Jurgen, But 70% of our injuries do happen in training. That needs to be looked at. Because Darwin Núñez got an injury in training from absolutely nowhere. Luis Diaz injured training. Yeah. There's too many injuries in our training. Do you know what I mean? Too many injuries in our training. And I don't know who that to blame because I don't watch training. None of us do. None of us watch training. We don't know how Jurgen trains them. We don't know what they're doing. So I can't go and blame everything on Jurgen. The medical department have got a massive say on this. The medical department of this football club is absolute horseshit. It just is, guys. The medical department is absolute horseshit at this football club. You can't go telling your manager, your boss, oh, Luis Diaz is fit again now. Bring him back to your team. Klopp's going to go, all right, you sure Diaz is fit, yeah? In the medical department, yeah, boss. Yeah, Diaz is fit. He can go and train now. So Klopp's going to be like, right, I'm going to train him in. The medical department told me he's fit. Breaks down in training, is out till next season. That's on the medical department. That's on the shit medical department of this football club. So I can't blame Klopp for everything. That's just stupid. You know what I mean? But he's not right in everything at the same time either. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. We got Gary. I think Gary's going, thinking I'm hating the world. Gary, my man, much love to you, Gary. But look, I'm only saying things I think that are true, man. So you can debate with me all you want, Gary. I don't mind it. So you want Klopp gone? That's your opinion. On the other, I'm not blaming him for FSG belt tightening. None of us know what the budget is or what happens. So what you're saying there, Gary, is that you're not blaming Klopp for anything, yeah? So, Gary, I just need to know, man. Much love to you, my friend. Much love to you. But I just need to know, my friend, like, what is it do you think Klopp's not to blame for anything this season? I just need to know. And that's to anyone else in the chat. Debate with me. I want people to debate with me. Come on and debate with me. Come on and debate with me. Tell me why you think Jurgen is not to blame at all. And I'll have a debate with you. I'm all for it, guys. I just don't want people to sit there in the live chat and call people names for having opinions. Yeah, I don't want anyone to do that, man. Don't want anyone to have a go at anyone in this live chat because they got an opinion on something and call them names or belittle them for their opinion. No one do that, please. This is a grown-up, mature debate. I'm not going to slag anyone off. Just tell me in the chat, guys. I'll read your chats out. You don't have to super chat or anything like that. Just put it in the chat and let me go, man. Let me know. And we'll debate and talk about it. We're Liverpool fans at the end of the day. We're all upset. We're all angry. We're all pissed off. None of us are here sitting happy. You know what I mean? So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Big up, Gary. Jay, much love, of course. I blame some actions, but tradesman can only work with the tools he has. That's a fair enough comment. These comments are fair enough, and I don't mind them. Now, I can come back at you with that. See, this is what a debate is about. I can come back with you at that. Like, basically, I can say, like, you're correct. I've said it already in my little piece that Jurgen hasn't got his best team out there right now, right? He hasn't got his best team out there right now, so he can't perform to his 100% level because he hasn't got his best team out there. But then I would say that the world-class manager that we all tout him to be, yeah, the world-class manager we all tout him to be, maybe he should adapt the way he's coaching and managing these players that he has available to him right now until he gets his best team back, right? And just do that. Just do that. We're paying the man 15 million a year, by the way. He's on monster wage, yeah. He's on one of the biggest, well-paid bosses in Europe. Yeah, he's well paid. Just do a little bit better. Adapt your way you want to play with the players you do have available to you now, yeah. Adapt the way you have to play, yeah. Like, you got a skill set, yeah. I know managers have a certain skill set, and they're very stubborn in the way they use that skill set. Like, they don't want to change. Sometimes you just do. Sometimes you just have to change. And I've seen Jurgen have done it this season. There's been a few games this season where Jurgen has changed. He changed tactics and formation and everything, and it took us all by shock. We're like, he can do it. And that's the frustrating thing, Gary. That's the thing I get frustrated with because I know Klopp can do it. That's what's annoying me right now. That's what's peeing me off right now because I know Jurgen can do it, but he's choosing not to at the moment. And he's still playing like it's Liverpool of 1920. And it's just like, it's 18, 19 and stuff like that. It's just like, it's not now. This Liverpool team's different. The core front three, like Klopp's been talking about that recently, ain't he? The core front three of his team was Salah, Mane and Bobby. And they pressed from the front, right? And because they pressed from the front, the midfield then pressed. And because the midfield then pressed, the defence then pressed. And everything had a system and worked beautifully. Well-oiled machine. But we haven't got them players now. So to play exactly that way without them players doesn't make any sense to me. That's all. And this is what I'm getting annoyed with. And at the same time, FSG should give him the players to play the way he wants to play. So if Klopp wants to play high energy, high pressing, Gegen pressing football, heavy metal football, all that stuff, if Jurgen wants to play that, then the owners have to give him the players that he's able to play that with, right? There's no doubt about it, and I'm in agreement with everyone by that, by the way. I'm in total agreement, yeah? But what I'm saying is the players we've got in this team right now adapt a way and a style to try and get the best out of them. Because you can't tell me and sit here and tell me right now that Thiago's a dead player. No one can sit here and tell me right now that Thiago is a dead footballer, that Salah's a dead footballer, Darwin's a dead footballer, Gakpo's a dead footballer. If they went to other teams tomorrow, I bet they start flying again. I really do. I bet they start flying again. Gomez, Trent, Robbo, they're all shocking at the moment. And maybe it is down to the players as well, guys. Maybe the players have got a lot to say about this. Maybe the players have got something to say about this. They've been down in tools as well. Be outrageous, but to be honest, Jamie, I agree with you. He has his part to play in our firm, but we are just crap from top to bottom at the moment. Exactly. Yeah, let me know in the chat, guys. Big up my man. Klopp is as much to blame as FSG. If he can't see that the midfield is shot, he has to go Sorry, as I have to say it. How long is this supposed to go on? Klopp out now, says Northern. Greenland, the reasons we are keeping expired players is on Klopp. I mean, that's a fair argument. Just a random guy says, bro, Klopp carried out love Liverpool just because he had a bad season. Doesn't mean we should sack him now. I'm not saying sack him. I don't think he should be sacked. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I just want him to do better because I know he can. And that's what's frustrating me. That's what's frustrating me personally is I know Klopp can do better than this, yeah? We all regard him as a world-class manager. Is he doing his job right now? Does everyone really seriously think deep down that Jurgen's not doing is doing everything he can at this moment in time? He's doing everything imaginable right now that he can and just been let down by everyone else around him. I mean, if you have that opinion, that's cool, man. That's cool. But this is what we're debating right here. That's what we're debating. But big up to you, my friend. Big up to you. Eat, sleep, heal. Big up to you, my friend. The team burnt out last year, pushing for the impossible. Do we forget that that shot a load of injuries, tired legs? None of them seem to have come so far. So Klopp isn't to blame. We're almost in February. How long do we keep that up for, though? This is my problem with it. How long do we keep that up for? Because we're almost in February. Yeah, this is the thing. Did anyone think that when we beat Man City in the Community Shield before the Premier League started? Did anyone think these players that shot and tired from trying to win a quadruple the year before, the season before, did anyone think that? Did anyone think that? When we beat Man City in the Community Shield, played an excellent game against Man City, everyone was impressed by it. I was super impressed by it. Maybe I was silly to be impressed by it. But no one said it. No one was talking about fatigue. No one. We're almost in February, guys. We're almost in February. Are these players not going to get over it yet? And he's not got shifty from it. Most of them had the summer off. There was no international football this summer. It's not like they couldn't go off and unwind, go on their holidays for 3 weeks. Now, most of the players went away for 2 or 3 weeks on their holidays, unwind, not talking about any football, chilling out, not worrying about life, relaxing, getting away from it all. Why have they all come back, apparently? Why has every player in our club come back and all of a sudden they're shot because of the everything that tried to do last season? We're in February almost. How long is this going to go on for? Are we going to be sitting in next season and it's going to be, the players have still not got over the quadruple year? How long do we keep that up for? Do you know what I mean, guys? There might be some truth behind it because Thiago's mentioned it. So there might be some truth behind it. There might be. But we're in February now. I need these players to wake up if that's the case. If that's the case, I need these players to fucking wake up. Only 7 players of our squad went to the World Cup, by the way. No, everyone else stayed at home. No football for 6 weeks. Resting. Going to, Dubai, warm weather training, getting the sun on your back, enjoying life. How are they all fucked? We can't keep with that excuse, surely. I get it as well. I understand it. But how long do we keep with that excuse for, guys? Because if they don't come back next season, in my opinion, then I expect everyone to come back bouncing next season then. They're just having a year off. They're having 12 months off. Is that what we're doing? We're just having 12 months off because the year we tried to win the quadruple took out so much of them. They're all down tools. They're all fucked. But next year, they're all going to come back big. So that should be the case. And next season, we should see every single player back again at their best and fighting for everything. If they don't, what, we still going to blame the quadruple season? I don't know. I don't know about that. There might be some truth in it, but we're in February almost. These players have got to fucking get over it. They're paid a lot of money. Get over it. I'm sorry. That was last season. We're almost in February now. 2023. It's even a different fucking year now. Get over it. We didn't win the quadruple. Yeah, it was hard work. Yeah, it was 63 games. You fucking tried your hardest. It didn't happen. Get over it. Big up, Gary. Jamie, I agree with that, but by introducing Baggage, he's trying. Yeah, I agree, Gary. I'm glad he's introduced Stefan. That is one of the pluses. I'm glad he introduced him. He stays in the team, Stefan, by the way. I do not want to see Fabinho playing for Liverpool ever again. I think Fabinho is done. He looked tired coming on today. He should have been sent off as well. By the way, Liverpool should have probably had 3 sending offs today. I think Kanate was really lucky. I think Fabinho was fucking lucky, and so was Robbo. You know, if all 3 of them got red carded, I wouldn't have been bothered. I wouldn't have been sitting there crying and gone, "We shouldn't have been down to 8 men." I wouldn't have been bothered. I would have been like, yeah, they probably all should have been sent off. But Fabinho, shocking. I'm not having all this shit now. He's just had a bad year. He's got no legs around him or anything like that. He came on, and in 2 minutes, he should have been sent off. He missed time to tackle. People ran past him in 2 minutes. The man's done. Can't sit here and pretend he's going to be better next season. He's done. I was saying this last season, by the way. Anyone who's new to the channel, I was saying this last season that Fabinho was on the decline. And people were going to me, "Jamie, what are you on about? What have you seen?" I'm just like, I'm watching him, man. He don't look like the same player. He's on the decline. And then this season, he's gone. And every time he comes on a sub, the man looks shattered. How is it happening? How's it happening? Big up Gary, though. See, big up to Gary. I like debate. We don't sell players at the right time. I think that comes down to Klopp. McLovin in the house. You're probably right, my man. Big up Mr. Conway. How you doing? I laughed when Brighton scored at last, even as a Liverpool fan. I wonder why. Players should be blamed. Players should definitely be blamed. Definitely agree. We changed our style against Wolves, and we win and instantly revert back to tight. Why when we haven't won? Exactly. It's confusing. Raging Pot. I don't get it. I get confused by everything like that. Jamie, we're all frustrated, but I could not, after a poor run, totally laden him with blame. You know, yeah, that is absolutely fine, Gary. I've got no problem with that. See, that Gary's giving me reasons why, and I like that. You know, Gary's giving me the reasons why. That's what I want to hear, guys. Waiting 1 week to watch this type of game. I'm fed up. It makes me wonder what they do in training all week. It really does. Salah's done. He's going to summer. Let's just have truthful. Let's just be truthful here, guys. Let's just be truthful, yeah. Big up Albert in the chat. How you doing, my friend? We will be beaten next Saturday by Wolves. Then maybe some of us will start sitting up. Thiago shocking today. I agree. Big up John Neal. How you doing, my friend? The side is stale. Not enough new faces. Klopp saying the same thing to the same players. Magic wears thin. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm not going to disagree with any of this. Fabinho's attitude stinks. I agree. Something to consider. We have the second biggest wage bill in the league, and we get this. It's mad, ain't it? It is mad, guys. Big up to all of you. Big up to all of you. We're going to have a discussion about certain men in this team, guys. We really do. We're going to have certain opinions. We're going to have to talk about certain players, man. Yeah, big up Albert in the chat, as always. Yeah, City didn't have they played 2 games, didn't they? And their third game was that game. But Liverpool looked on fire still, even though it was City's only third pre-season game. Liverpool still looked on fire. I ain't going to lie, man. Exactly. Yes, the last 2 months of last season, you could see the signs. I've been talking about Bobby Fabinho being fucked for 18 months now. Big up, John. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's not going to get any better either. Big up, Jasmine. When Salah signed that huge amount, a lot of us, man, I think you're saying there. Yeah, window shuts Tuesday. Yeah, just keep it civil in the chat. Hi, Emma. How you doing? Just keep it civil in the chat, guys. You know, we're going through a time in our club at the moment. Yeah, he looks shot a bit. Fabinho and Salah, they just look. We're going to have to have a proper talk about some of these footballers. We are. Yeah, exactly, Jasmine. We're going to have to chat about these players. Guys, we can't sit here and pretend. I can't sit here and go, oh, it's all Klopp and FSG at the same time when these players are absolute dog shit. Did you buy your yellow tie for Tuesday? Yes, I did. Do you think Salah's done its? Do you think Salah's done its tactics? Look where his starting position is. I'm gonna have to try and find the. I don't think Salah's starting position is any different to his starting position at any other season. I really don't. Today I saw him coming inside so much. I should pause there, shouldn't I? Because that didn't sound right. But everyone knows what I mean. I saw Salah starting position either wide, where he plays because he's a right winger, or inside the box in front of the goal. And there's no difference. I don't think Mo's starting position or anything like that is any different to any other season. Yeah, massive pull 6 times. I don't think it's any different. I just think that's a bit of a myth that people have created, and it's just people thinking it now. I think I'm trying to think of every time I watch Mo play for Liverpool, his starting position is always wide right, and then he comes inside. That's the way Mo plays. And if Bobby comes deep, like Gakpo did today, Mo's able to find the room through the middle, right? Like he did today. So I don't think there's a lot of difference there. I don't think there's a lot of difference there. I really don't. I think it's a bit of a. I think it's a. I don't think there's a lot in it. I really don't. I just think Mo's not the player he once was. I think that's all it is. You know, it's not. He's just not the player he once was. That's all it is. Just not the player he once was. That's all. He's like coming up to 31 now. He's lost a little bit of pace. You know, he's not as quick as he once was a couple of years ago. You know, he hasn't got that athleticism he might have once had. You know, that might have gone out of his game a little bit now. So he's just not the player he once was. But his starting position's always the same, man. I think his starting position's always the same. I just don't think he's as up to it as much as he used to be, that's all. Sad reality is we'll probably need 6 or 7 new faces unless FSG do. One day ain't gonna ever happen. Keep up the great work, Jamie. Big up you, John. And you're right, though. You're right. We do need more. We need so many new players. There's no doubt about that. But we have got to get rid of some of the crap in our football club that we've kept hold on to for too long. There's too many players we've kept hold on to. A lot of these players need to be gone. A lot of these players need to be gone. Yeah, they're just not good enough. Just not good enough. Just not good enough, unfortunately. We've got to have serious conversations about them. What do Liverpool do? Do Liverpool look at it and think Liverpool got to have a massive Liverpool? Look, Jurgen Klopp and his team and the owners of this football club, if it's still FSG in the summer, they have all got to sit down. This summer is so important. This summer is going to be so important to this football team because they have got to decide what they want to do. They have got to decide what they want to do. They got to look at this team and go, is Salah going to give us what we need him to do? Salah's all about output. Salah loves output, goals and assists. That's what Salah loves, yeah. And when that's not happening, is Mo giving us everything on the pitch that we need? Klopp has already spoke about it the last 24 hours, talking about the front three don't press like they used to, and that's a problem at the moment for the team. So Klopp's got to look at it. Maybe he's got to be ruthless. Maybe this is where Klopp has got to go, you know what? We have got to move on from players and get these players in now and move on and be a different Liverpool. Change everything about us. Should change everything about us. If Mo needs to go, they should be going, right, we love Mo. He's done service this club amazingly. But how long do we keep Mo for, guys? And I'm being honest here. How long do we keep Mo for? Do we keep Mo for the whole of his contract? So we've got a 35-year-old Mo Salah, still scores like 14, 15 goals a season, but puts in the sort of performances he does today. Do we just go, it's Mo Salah who gets 15 goals, it's fine, he's 35, but look at the performances he's given you. Do we just stick by that? Or do we go, right, we got to start being ruthless and go, Mo, we know you're going to score goals for us, but what you're giving me on the pitch isn't enough. You're not pressing from the front. You don't really defend it anymore. You don't cut out the passing lanes anymore. That's why Trent gets so exposed now. You know, if you're not doing that and you're not running off the ball, do we need you? Do we need to move on? That's the issue right now. That's what I'm saying. Fabinho. Is Fabinho going to be any better than he is now? Are we all going to sit here and actually think that Fabinho's going to come good next season? Everyone, right? I put this to you guys in the chat right now. Tell me in the chat right now, thumbs up, thumbs down, right? Is Fabinho going to go back to his normal self next season? Or do you think this is the end for Fabinho? Let me know in the chat. Because if it's the end, if no one thinks Fabinho's go back to his old self next season, why do you keep him? Why do you keep him, man? Why do you keep him? If he's not going to be his old self, the man's 29. You know, we've got to remember that. He's apparently 29, right? Fabinho, if he's like this at 29, guys, put this in your heads. If Fabinho is 29, yeah, he's not going to get any better when he reaches 30 and 31 for this football team and the way we want to play. So why keep him? I mean, you can keep him as a squad player, but then we see what he did today when he came on. Does anyone want that? You know, you can keep him as a squad player, all cool with that, but then you know he's going to come on in games and do what he did today. You know, it'd be awful. Do we just go, you know what, we can get some money for Fabinho. Let's cut our losses, yeah? Let's cut our losses. You know what? We can get some money for Mo. Let's cut our losses. Yeah? It's just, what do we do? What do we do? We are stuck a little bit. I'm watching James Milner at 37 years of age come on and give me more than a 29-year-old Fabinho. That is a cause for concern. And no one can tell me it ain't. I agree with you, Edward. I think he will as well, mate. Milner at 37 years of age. I'd rather have Milner come on than Fabinho right now. I'm telling you right now, I would rather James Milner come on the pitch over Fabinho. And guys, Fabinho's 29. James Milner is 37. Who would you rather come on in the chat guys in the chat right now? Give me one name. Who would you rather come on as a substitute for Liverpool Football Club right now? Milner or Fab? Just leave one name in the chat. Milner or Fab? I'll have Milner every day of the week. Every day of the week. He's going to give me more. He's quicker. He's got more movement and mobility and athleticism than Fabinho. And he's 37. And he's 37. Look at all the Milners in the chat. That's mad. Some Fabinho. Big up the people supporting Fabinho as well. Batman says Fabinho's his fucking shit. Do you know, it's just, that's how bad Fabinho's fallen, guys. That we're all sitting here today, right, watching that game, asking you guys a question, and you all would prefer Milner in 2023 at 37 years of age to come off the bench instead of Fabinho. So with that question, guys, why would we keep Fabinho next season? Why would we keep Fabinho next season? If we'd all prefer 37-year-old James Milner to come on in front of Fabinho, and Fabinho's 29 and he looks completely washed, Fabinho ain't getting better when he reaches 30 and 31, guys. Fabinho ain't going back to 2-3 years ago when he was absolutely immense. You know, and he's going to be 31, 32. That ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. This is what I'm saying about being sentimental, guys. Us as a club, we're too sentimental. We are too sentimental as a club and as a fan base because these guys gave us so much success and we still believe in them. We still believe in them. You know, it's just that I'd have Milner. The fact that people would have a 37-year-old James Milner in over Fabinho tells me everything. Why would we keep Fabinho? By the way, we shouldn't keep James Milner either. We shouldn't keep James Milner either. He should be gone as well. It's just, we need to move on as a football club. It might take us 2 or 3 years, guys, but we've got to start the process. This club have got to start the process. Now, this is on the basis that we don't get taken over, by the way. This is on the basis we don't get taken over. So I'm doing this on the basis we don't get taken over by anybody. So Liverpool don't get taken over, right? There's no takeover. We've got FSG. There's nothing we can do about it. They won't be going anywhere, right? If that's the case, we got to look at it in a point of view that it's going to take 2 to 3 years to build this team up again. But we're going to have to do it the hard way and just grin and bear it. We're just going to have to do it the hard way and grin and bear it. Yeah? That means Salah goes, Fabinho goes, Milner goes, Henderson goes, Ox goes, Naby Keita goes. Yeah, we get rid of all these players, get all off the wage bill, save a lot of money, and then invest in new, younger players and build ourselves up again. It might take 2 or 3 years, but at least it's a start. Do you know what I mean? At least it'd be a start. And that's what Liverpool look like they need right now. They need some help. This team is crying for help financially as well. And again, that's on the owners. We are crying for financial help. This team is fucking in trouble. I think people don't realise how much trouble this club is actually in at this moment in time. You got Chelsea spending, all the money God owns. Yeah, it is. Chelsea are spending more money at this moment in time than Prince Andrew did to keep his name out of the newspaper. That is how much money Chelsea are spending right now. They're spending more on Prince Andrew to keep his name out in the newspaper. That's how much money they're spending. All right. And that next season, Chelsea are going to be going for the title. With the team Chelsea are making right now, Chelsea have to be going for the title. If Chelsea ain't going for the title next season, with the money they have invested in this season, then Graham Potter gets a sack. Or whoever the manager is next season will get a sack if they don't compete for the title next year with the money they spent. Then you've got Newcastle. Everyone should be worried. Everyone should be worried. Newcastle building a very good team at the moment. If they get Champions League football, think how much money they're going to fucking spend to stay in the Champions League. Them owners are not going to be like, oh, we made Champions League 1 year. It don't matter if we go out of it next year. They're going to be like, no, we never, ever, 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 ever want to come out of the Champions League. Ever. So they're going to spend money to stay in it. Man United are only getting better, guys. They got a young, hip manager now. You know, a proper coach, money invested, getting the right players in, getting rid of some of the players that don't need to be there anymore, like a Ronaldo. They don't keep Ronaldo. Eric Ten Hag came into this foot. Eric Ten Hag came into Man United, and you went, no, you know what? I do not want Ronaldo in my team. I do not want Ronaldo in my team. Now, if that was Jurgen Klopp, would Jurgen Klopp want to get rid of Ronaldo? Can't say he would. But he's like, I don't want Ronaldo in my team. He doesn't make us as good. He needs to leave. Sold him. Look what they're doing now. They're going to get better and better because of it. They're going to get better and better because of it. So they're going to get better. They're always going to invest money, Man United. It don't matter who's their manager. They're always going to invest money and buy players, yeah? Man City, even if they don't win the league this year, as Pac-Man knows, they got Pep Guardiola there in charge of their football club. Money will come into that football club. Always. And Pep won't stand still. Pep finishing second is his worst nightmare. Pep Guardiola cannot stand finishing second. He hates it. He doesn't find it a good season. He'll find that an abysmal season. He will then go next season to make sure he doesn't finish second ever again. So that's City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Man United. And here's the other one, Arsenal. Arsenal have finished 8th, 5th, and then this year they could win the league. That is a heck of a jump. That is a heck of a jump. But what did Arteta do? So Arsenal got in Arteta as a manager. Yeah, a young manager who had a lot of confidence about him. And you know what? They gave him time. We all were laughing. Arteta, what a joke of a coach. Yeah? Well, now we look stupid, don't we? Because they gave him time. They knew it would take time. That's why they never sacked him when they were going through their bad spell last season, when Arsenal fans wanted Arteta out. But the board were like, no, we've got perfect trust in this manager. We know what we're going to go with him. We know where we're going to go with him. So what they do? They invested money into him. Right? And it's not a lot of money Arsenal have spent. Look at the players they bought. They're quite sensible prices. No massive prices there. Yeah? Arteta's got an eye for talent. I'll give Arteta that. I think he's probably got a good eye for football talent, yeah? And they're building a club there now. They're building a side there. And the board there are willing to spend money. So again, I blame FSG as well. But they're willing to spend money. So you got Arsenal there. That's 5 teams, guys. I'm not going to put Spurs in this conversation because that's just a joke. But that's 5 teams. That's 5 teams. That's a great point, Oscar. How can we spend all that money and Elliott's the only one who scores? So true. So that's 5 teams, guys. This ain't going to get better overnight unless we get serious investment in this football club. Unless we get owners who come in and take over this football club overnight and put in serious investment, Liverpool ain't coming back anytime soon. It's going to be a struggle. So what do we do next season? Liverpool just buy Jude Bellingham next season. We let Ox and that go. We get Jude Bellingham in. What is that going to take us to title glory? Is he even going to make us in top 4 again? Liverpool buy Jude Bellingham, right? And everyone, that's a super signing. I'll be well happy with it. We all would. We've got a superstar in Jude Bellingham. But Newcastle go, you know what? Yeah, Liverpool got Jude Bellingham, but they can't spend like we can. And here's this player, here's that player. Here's 4 players next season because we're in the Champions League. We've got bucketfuls of money, right? Chelsea have already spent so much money, you know. City will go again. Man United will go again. It's going to be a struggle, man. So this club has to seriously think what they're going to do in the summer. This club literally needs to think what they're going to do in the summer and go forward from there. Let's face it, this season's done. All right, this season's done for us now, yeah? Every game now is just going to be a game that we just watch, yeah? The investment value in this club right now is shocking. As a fan, what do we do? What do we do? This club needs to sort its shit out. And if FSG are still in charge of us in the summer, this club needs to do something desperately. They need to sit down this summer and go, right, Salah can't give me what I want on the pitch anymore, right? Yes, he gives me goals. I'm not saying that, guys. For anyone who keeps saying, by the way, in the chat that Salah scores 20 goals a season, great, awesome. When he don't score, what does he do? He gives me nothing. Gives me nothing on the pitch. Ronaldo scored 26 goals for Man United last season. Yeah? Ten Hag got rid of him this season, and they're better without him as a team. You've got to think about it. You've got to think about the longevity of this side, guys. We've got to think about the future, not the present. We have got to think about next year, 12 months' time, 24 months' time, 36 months' time. We have got to start thinking about the future. We have got to start thinking about the future and not today. Yeah? Because if we're just thinking about today, we're going to keep all these players. And then next year, guess what? We're all going to be talking about the same thing again. Yeah? Mistakes after mistakes after mistakes. Let's start investing into the youth of this side and let them grow. Let's start investing into the youth of this side and let them grow. Yes, we might not be good next season or the season after, but in 2 years' time, these players could start going somewhere, and we could be back if we invest correctly and start putting more input into the younger players of this football club and start giving them a chance. It might be shocking. We might have to go through a bit for a couple of years, but you never know. At the end of it, it could work. But if we keep your Salahs, your Fabinhos, your Hendersons, your Milners, yeah, your Naby Keitas, we keep these players, your Joel Matips, if we keep these players for another 2 years, yeah, where are we going to be? Where are we going to be? Where are we going to be? Yeah, big up keeping the level. And this might be why we're getting Paul Mitchell. That's why Paul Mitchell is kind of new sporting director. He has good contacts and knows a lot of good up-and-coming young players. This is what we need, man. Look at the way a lot of people are buying players now. They're buying young, up-and-coming players around Europe and South America. Liverpool need to look at this South America pool of talent. We're not doing it. Why are Liverpool not looking in the South America market? This South American market, man, there's so much talent now that don't cost a lot of money, man. Granted, sometimes work permit is an issue. I get it. But that's the job of the scouts to do, to find that stuff out. We need a clean out, man. We need a total and utter clean out. Look, you don't go in your food cupboard at home, do you? Right, I've got 20 tins of new potatoes, 10 tins of baked beans, some hot dog sausages, some garden peas, some mushy peas, some tin tuna, right? But they're all like a year out of date. But I'm going to keep them in the cupboard, yeah? I'll put them at the back of the cupboard just in case they might be all right. And I'll get new stuff and put it in front of the cupboard, yeah? In front of it and bulk out my cupboard now. And I've got a year out of date shit and then I've got new shit, right? But I still need to use the old shit because I need to get the new shit in the cupboard. Yeah? Right? You wouldn't do that, would you? You wouldn't do that. You'd go, you know what? Spring clean. It's springtime. I need to clean out my house. I need to empty all my cupboards and get rid of all the shit I don't use. All the shit I don't use needs to go to get the new shit to put in. Yeah? It's just mad. Yeah, exactly, Gary. Big up. Casado cost $4.5 million a year ago. And apparently Liverpool have been looking at him for 2 years. So Neil Jones apparently said on Twitter yesterday that Liverpool have been looking at Casado for 2 years. Why didn't Liverpool go and buy him for $4.5 million 2 years ago? Why didn't Liverpool try him? Why didn't Liverpool go a year ago and go, right, we'll go buy Casado for $4.5 million? He's not going to be a first teamer this season. It's for the next season. So the season we're in now, we've got a fresh Casado in our team. Why didn't Liverpool pull the plug then? Why don't we do these kind of transfers? Why don't we do these kind of transfers? We've got to look at that market more. I just think we're going to need a big clear out, man. We're going to need a big clear out. And we're just going to have to be like, you know what? It's just the way it's going to be. And look at Arteta. Look at the clear out Arteta had at Arsenal. Look at the clear out Arteta had at Arsenal. Lacazette, Aubameyang. Now you lot can fuck off. I don't need you. I'm going to put all my trust in Saka and Martinelli and Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, you got Gabriel Jesus, but Eddie Nketiah is probably a better finisher. And he's like, I'm putting it. Do you remember when we all laughed when they gave Eddie Nketiah $100,000 a week? We're really laughing now. You know, he's doing good for him. Putting faith in him. Going, don't worry about what people say. In a year or two time, you're going to be a player for me. Exactly, David Luiz, Uber, Lacazette. They got rid of them all, man. We've got to start risking more in the transfer market. This club has got to take more risks. Now, Klopp has spoke about it many times that we have got to take more risks in the transfer market. Start doing it then. If we were looking at Casado for 2 years, like Neil Jones says on Twitter, then why didn't we buy him? Why didn't we buy him? Why did we not think about the future? This club never thinks about the future, right? All you hear is, right, Liverpool didn't want to buy Casado because there was no room for him in the squad with a Milner there, an Ox there, a Naby Keita there, a Hendo there, right? And when you say it like that, there ain't no room in the squad for him. But then as a team, we should be like, you know what? If we like Casado that much, let's go and get him for $4.5 million for not this season, the season after, the season we're in now, and go, you know what? We don't need Ox and Naby. One of them can go this season. Let's just let them go. Let's rip out their contract. Just let them go. Get them out. Gone. Don't give a shit. Let them go. Get some talent in. We don't react quick enough for things. I just wonder about our scouting department. Now, Jurgen Klopp apparently tore up our scouting department. I don't know if that's true or not. But Jurgen Klopp signing his new contract, he basically tore up our scouting department. He doesn't want to do it the way we used to. He wants to go back to old-fashioned scouting. Don't know how true that is or not, but that's what he wants to do. Everything about this is so messed up at the moment, guys. It really is. And I don't know where this club is going. We need to sort shit out. And if people think it's all going to be better next season because Jota and Diaz will be fit, it might be for a few weeks. But what happens when one of them gets injured again? What happens? You know, Virgil will come back like, we're not playing any different without Virgil at the moment. That's how shit is. Literally, when Virgil loses, when we lose Virgil van Dijk, I'll be like, Jesus Christ, that's the end of the world. He's so good. But we're actually no different at the moment if Virgil plays or not. We're the same club. We're playing the same way. It's not like, we're badly missing Virgil. No, when Virgil plays, there's no difference to when he's not playing right now. That's how bad the team's got, guys. That's how bad the team has got. This team needs sorting out in the summer. They need to seriously have strong ideas what they want to do in the summer. We just need like Chris says, Jamie. Of course, these guys back from injury will be better than which a few signs added in January. We're only missing Bobby, Diaz, and Jota. Virgil, missing 4 players in our whole squad. We're missing 4 players. This is what does me in, guys. This is what does me in. We can't function as a team by missing 4 players. So Jota, Diaz, Van Dijk, and Bobby, yeah? Bobby's at the end of his contract anyway. If he signs a new deal or not, he might not be here next season anyway. So that really leaves 3. Van Dijk, Jota, and Diaz. But we've got 6 foot. But it's not like we haven't got any forwards, guys. We bought Darwin Núñez at 80 million. You got Mo Salah there, who everyone keeps telling me is not on the damn full. Yeah? You got Gakpo there, who had a decent World Cup with the Netherlands, and we've gone and got in. It's not like we've got shit up front. It's not like we're desperate. It's not like we're desperate up front. And Chris, I agree with you, man. This is where my issue is, Chris. I agree with you here. It means we can press with Diaz and Jota, so I can't press. This is what I'm saying, Chris. I agree with that, yeah? And I agree with you. Which pees me off is why Klopp should be able to adapt to players that he doesn't have around him now. That's what I'm saying. This is what does me in a little bit. That we play the same way without the players that can play that way. That's just fucking madness. That's madness. He needs to adapt then. Or is Klopp a one-trick pony? Is Klopp a one-trick pony? Is that what we're all saying? Right, in the chat, guys, is that what we're saying? Is Klopp only a one-trick pony? And I agree with Chris. You know, Jota and Diaz give us a lot more pressing up the top because Salah can't do it anymore. So if Salah can't do it anymore, why are we keeping him? Look, I'm just being honest with you guys. If Salah can't do it anymore, the pressing part of the game, but Klopp wants to play a pressing game still, then why are we keeping Mo? That's what I'm saying, man. And of course, Diaz and Jota will give us more. But Klopp should be able to adapt. We call Klopp a world-class manager. We all sit here and call Klopp a world-class manager. So shouldn't he be able to change his ways a little bit to adapt to what he's got now? Are you telling me he can't get more out of Darwin, Gakpo and Mo Salah as a front 3? He can't get more out of them because he can't do anything to make them 3 better. Well, if that's the case, then maybe we do have to talk about Jurgen. Maybe we do have to talk about Jurgen. And I agree with Chris. Big up Chris in the chat. Much love to you, my friend. I agree with him with Diaz and Jota. We would be a different team because they press, yeah? And that's the way Klopp wants to play. He wants to play a pressing game of football, and it starts with the front 3. Klopp spoke about it yesterday in his press conference. He says, our front 3 don't press right now. The whole team is better when we have a front 3 that presses, because then the midfield presses and then the defence presses. It's a conveyor belt how they do it in gegenpressing. It starts from the front and it works its way to the defence, not the other way round. At the moment, we're doing it from the defence to the front, while we're getting more exposed than ever and getting fucked up in games. So adapt your coaching, Jurgen. Adapt your coaching, if that's the case. Don't keep pressing and playing away. You know that when you've just said it yourself, Jurgen, in your press conference yesterday, that the front 3 at the moment are not a pressing front 3. Salah don't do it anymore. Darwin doesn't press. And then Harvey Elliott, if he's playing, doesn't press. Then adapt the way you're playing. Change the way you play. Tactically change. Don't make it all about pressing. Change it. Make it about possession football. Go, you know what? We're not going to play pressing football no more. We're going to play counter-attacking football. We're going to sit back in a low block. Right? 2 blocks of 4. And we're just going to leave Salah and Darwin on the halfway line and cheat. and long balls up to him into space to run into. And we're going to sit in a low block and just play counter-attacking football, right? No pressing, right? I'd be like, oh, at least he's changing something. I'd be like, happy days. You changed something. You're playing a bit differently. It's mad. It's madness to me. And that's why this team needs to change. This is why this team needs to change. They need to clear out in the summer. I still believe in Jurgen, but he needs to sort his shit out. He needs to sort himself out. He needs to have a real good look at himself and go, what can I do to change this team? Everything needs to change. It needs new owners, new investment, but the club needs to start being a bit more ruthless. They need to start being more ruthless. Now, as I said, if everyone just thinks this is a 12-month thing where Liverpool are just bad this year and they're going to come back next year, I don't know what to tell you guys. I don't know if that's the truth, because Newcastle go and reinvest. Man United are going to reinvest. Chelsea are reinvesting already. Chelsea are going to go for the Premier League next season with the money they spent. They have to. Yeah. City will go for the Premier League again next season. And Arsenal might be defending champions. And they'll go for it again next season. And then Liverpool will just go play and keep the likes of Matip, Henderson, Milner, Salah, give Bobby Firmino a brand new 2-year deal, and expect the team to go back to what they were 3 years ago. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. So what we need to do is just go, you know what? Rip it up. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, guys. I'm telling you right now, it's going to hurt. We are going to be poo for 2 years, yeah? We might be terrible for 2 years. Yeah, we might be the new banter club. But it might be what we need to do. Because we might need to get rid of these players, start playing the young players, get some better scouting, get some players that cost 5 or 6 or 8 million, yeah, that are technically good footballers that we believe in, that we put in the team, and start putting them in the team, start them playing. Because if it goes back to this, we might not succeed. It might be good for a little bit next season because, you know, they've got over their quadruple thing, right? And they might be a little bit better next season, right? They might be still a bit better next season, but it's a long season, you know, and the players are old. So for like the first 10, 12 weeks of the season, we're like, fucking, we're back. You know, we're fighting on all fronts. Look at this. The first 12, 15 weeks of the season, we're like, we're fucking back. Look at where we're playing, top of the league. We've won every game, looking great. And then it all falls on its arse because these players are not capable of going a full calendar year at this moment in time because their legs are gone. Their ages are catching up with them. They're getting older. So everything needs ripping up. Jurgen needs to trust the younger players, start getting them in the team. And I think Jurgen is. I do think Jurgen is looking at it now, and I think Jurgen has realised himself. It's a little bit late, but I think Jurgen has realised himself that the players need to take more responsibility and he can't trust them anymore. I'm looking at Fabinho and Hendo. I don't think Fabinho and Henderson play as much as they do now. I think Jurgen's looking at him thinking, I'm going to have to play Stefan because Fabinho can't do what I want him to do. And Stefan, yes, Stefan Bajatic is going to have bad games, guys. He is. Sometimes he's not going to look that great. But what we've got to do is just trust the process. Trust the process. Klopp might go, right, you've got to play the whole of this season now into next season because Fabinho ain't giving me now. Absolutely nothing, right? So we got to trust the process. Henderson, apparently, he's going to take the Milner role. So Milner apparently he's going to leave at the end of this season, and Henderson's going to take the Milner role, which means Henderson won't play as much next season. So Klopp has got to start putting these younger players in, trusting them, letting them breathe, letting them play, and see where they go. It might be a bad 2 years, but Klopp's going to have to trust the process, get the best out of them, and in 2 years' time, under Jurgen Klopp, these players might become what Klopp envisions them to be, and we might be in 3 years' time looking at it and thinking, great, that's awesome. We're back where we were now. It's just taking a bit of time. We might have to go through that, guys. It might be horrible. But yeah, that's what we have to do as a club. It really is. Exactly, Chris. I do. I think Tyler Morton I think Tyler Morton comes back into the squad next season. I think Klopp's looking at that now. I honestly think Klopp is looking at him and thinking, right, if FSG are going to stay the owners of this football club next season, right, and I don't get taken over with investment, I'm going to have to just rip everything up and start again. And players like Tyler Morton might have to play games. Stefan Bajtic will play games. Harvey Elliott will play games. I've got to believe in some of the younger players in this squad. Ben Doak might be in the squad a lot more. Players like that might. And by the way, why weren't Ben Doak in the squad today? Just wondering. And just have faith in them. It might be a shit 2 or 3 years, guys, but that's what Klopp might need to do, guys. It's what Klopp might need to do. Big up to everyone hitting the like button. I do appreciate 106 likes, 216 people in here. Let's try and get up to 150 likes if we can, guys. It helps the channel out massively. So if you haven't hit that fun button yet, please do so. That fun button right underneath the video. It's free to do. Doesn't take anything. A second to press it. Just take your cursor over, press the fun button, leave a like on the video. Appreciate it, guys. Really would appreciate it. Really would. Helps our channel out massively. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all your patience today as well. I appreciate all your patience, guys, and you listen to me waffle on and chat and chat and chat. I'm just a Liverpool fan who's upset and angry at the way Liverpool are run at this moment. Yeah. Obviously, that anger will subside, but I think us as fans, we just got to know where this club is going. And I honestly now thinking about it, guys. I'm thinking what I've been talking about for the last 2 hours. That Jurgen might be thinking that exact same thing as well right now. I think Jurgen might be looking at it and thinking we might have to go through a bit of shit for a couple of years and then come out the other side, especially if FSG stay at our club. I mean, if FSG stay at our club, that's just the way it's got to be. We're going to have to go through that. So, let's see. But there's so much wrong with the club right now. There is so much wrong at the club right now. Big up to you, my friend. Big up, Jamie. We as fans need to stick together. You never walk alone. This hurts seeing our team die on its arse while FSG sit back and watch it fall behind. Yeah, look, FSG got a lot of blame. As I said with FSG, and I keep saying this with FSG all the time. I say this about FSG all the time. Like, FSG, I applaud them for doing what they did for Liverpool Football Club, yeah? But I ain't going to sit here and pretend they were absolute shit the whole time they're owners of Liverpool Football Club. What they've done off the pitch is you can't knock it. People might try, but you can't knock it. You can't. We're a profitable football club. We've got no debt. We've got new training ground. We've got a new, basically Anfield is basically almost brand new. The parts around Anfield as well look all nice now. New club shops, all that sort of stuff. Revenue's up. What they've done off the pitch is great. What they're doing on the pitch is not good enough. Nowhere near. Yeah, and I agree with everybody. Right? They're not investing enough. FSG have said it themselves. They said it this season. When they came into Liverpool, you could buy 20, 30, 40 million pound players, yeah, that are good players, right? For 20, 30, 40 million. Look at the players we bought. Look at your Manes, your Salahs, all around that 30 odd million mark, right? Good players. Gini Wijnaldum was what, 25 million? All these players that came into Liverpool Football Club. Milner was a free, Trent was a youth player, Robbo for 8 million, right? They're all, and what FSG are basically saying now, the way the transfer market is now, an average player costs 40 million. An average footballer costs 40 million. And FSG are like, we can't afford this market. We can't afford this market now. So because we can't afford this market, we can't invest in the players that we need to help this football team grow. And that is why they want to sell the football club, guys. So they got to go. Simple as that. They can't invest in this football club. They got to go. I can't say that enough. So please, people, after this video is finished, don't go to the comments underneath it and go, oh, you're sticking up for FSG, you want Klopp out, because that is nothing I've said. I did it on my last video. People listen to different things that I say. I want FSG out. I want Klopp to stay. But here's what I want Klopp to do. I want him to do better because he's not doing a good job at this moment in time. Yeah? I want this football club to rip the fucking arse out of itself in the summer. This club needs a clean out. Yeah? I want a lot of players gone in the summer. I don't want just the people leaving on the contracts gone. I don't want just Ox going, Naby going, and Milner going in the summer, and Bobby going in the summer, right? Because they're out of contract. And it's like, oh, that was easy. 4 players are gone because they're out of contract. We didn't have to do anything. I want players gone who are still in contract that I know are not going to give us enough next season. I want Fabinho gone. I don't want Fabinho in this team next season. He's done. He's done at this level. At 29 years of age, he's done at this level. Done at this level. Done. Sure, a good question here, Lennon. Jamie, if you were owner of a football club and employed a manager to manage the business for you, who should be more ambitious, you or the manager? Manager, I suppose. Well, I don't want a manager to come in who's not ambitious, do I? That'd be pointless. Yeah. Because he'd know my ambition straight away. That'd be the thing. So if I've had sit-down meetings with him and I employ that person to do the job, they know my ambition as an owner straight away. So if they're happy with my ambition as an owner, then they shouldn't have an issue or a problem. But I'd want that manager I hire to be ambitious as well, or see something on my level. You know, if I'm hiring a manager who's more ambitious than I am, maybe, and sees something different, I'm probably not going to hire him because we won't get on. There'll be arguments and fights, and we won't see eye to eye on stuff. But if I get a manager who's ambitious like me, but to a level where, you know, that my ambition's here, I want my company to be here, and that bloke has the same kind of ambition, you know, and we see eye to eye, I'm going to hire him. So, yeah, I mean, does that sound like FSG and Klopp? Might do. Does that sound like FSG and Klopp to you? Might do. If we had a decent professional Premier League tier manager, not world class, just decent, we would be much better right now. FSG have no ambitions. Klopp's perfect for them. That's what I'm saying, man. It's what people were saying, you know. Shankly, Payne and Fagan and Dalglish all resigned because they knew they could no longer go forward with the club. Exactly. I mean, Dalglish was a little bit different. I think Dalglish was burnt out because of the Hillsborough stuff, weren't it? Don't forget, Dalglish went to every single funeral, and and the Hillsborough thing really affected him badly, and then he felt like he couldn't manage the team properly because of that, and it was best for him to walk away. Fagan the same. Fagan didn't really want the job. He took it for 12 months and he won the league and Champions League. Immense. Paisley didn't really want to take over Shankly because don't forget Paisley was Shankly's number 2. Then Paisley took over Shankly and become arguably Liverpool's greatest ever manager. You know, look at the honours he won. The man won 3 European Cups. People forget that. People forget what Paisley won. Go back and look at what Paisley won. It was ridiculous. The man won 3 European Cups in 9 years. 3 European Cups in 9 years. And Alex Ferguson won 2 in 24 years. I'm just saying. And obviously Shankly grew the club, brought the club back from Division 2, brought them to Division 1, won the FA Cup, won the UEFA Cup, started the come to sort of 1974, I believe it was, and Liverpool looked like they were just going to go and win titles and after title after title, but Shanks thought it was time for him to leave and the right time for him to leave. So he gave the job. Paisley took over as number 2. Then Fagan was number 2 to Paisley and took over Fagan. And then Dalglish, I believe, was a player, and he became player manager in 1984. So it's true. It's true, Stephen. Everyone left the football club when they felt they no longer could do the job. It's very true fact. Very true fact. And for everyone who don't know if I'm a Liverpool fan and think I'm not a Liverpool fan and shit like that, I just gave you a history of 4 fucking managers there from even years I weren't born without Googling it or anything. Just top on my head because I'm a proper fucking fan. So I don't want to hear all that shit again. Big up GA doing, mate. And Klopp's been in 4 finals in 7 years and won 1. How about that? We're begging him to stay. Do me a favour, says G. Big up the G in the house. Amazing knowledge, Shane. It's not amazing. I'm just a fan, man. I'm just at an age where just hate being told that you're not a fan. You can't be a fan of our football club. It's just stupid, ain't it? Dalglish went to almost all the finals. So yeah, I get that he was mentally and emotionally tapped out, and had nothing else to give him. Imagine if there was no Hills for a disaster, what Kenny would have done. Exactly. Yeah, Kenny Dalglish is a legend, man. Absolute legend. Our greatest ever player. Top manager. Don't forget, he won the league being a player manager, man. He won the cup. He won the League Cup double. In 1986, I believe it was. He won the Premier League and FA Cup. I think the year before Everton won the Premier League, won the first old division the year before. I think it was 86 that we won the league and FA Cup double. And everyone forgets we almost won. And Bob Paisley, was it 1984? Was it 1984? When we won the European Cup in '84, we almost won the treble that year because we lost the League Cup final to Man United, I believe. I believe it's Man United we lost the League Cup final to. We won the FA Cup final that year. Yeah, no, the FA Cup final we lost. Yeah. Or was it League Cup final? I can't remember. It's too long ago. But yeah, we almost done the treble that year. Yeah, everyone forgets these things, man. Everyone forgets these things. King Kenny was a legend, man. But Hillsborough was such a big thing. I've never seen anything like that in football. I hope we never see anything like that in football ever again in my lifetime or your lifetime, anyone's lifetime. I'm not surprised Kenny couldn't do it anymore. Absolutely brilliant manager. I didn't know Kenny did that well. The man is amazing. Yeah, Kenny's top drawer, man. Kenny, that's why he's so loved in Liverpool, man. Yeah, Roman, that's it. Yeah, the quadruple. Yeah, Liverpool almost, completed football in 1984. It's just mad. It's just mad, guys. Absolutely mad. But that's where we are now, guys. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Aaron. Won the League Cup in '84 as well as the League and European Cup. Yeah, that's right. So it was like a treble as such, but they didn't count it because it weren't the FA Cup. I can confirm, Jamie, you're correct about the history you just told. My dad consistently tells me about Shankly Paisley, so Kenny. Soon Rush, Aldo, Barnes, and Nickel. Yeah, man. Look, the fucking Ian Rush stuff's mad. We sold Ian Rush to Juventus, right? And when we sold Ian Rush to Juventus, we went and bought John Aldridge from Oxford United. People might not remember this, yeah? We went and bought John Aldridge from Oxford United. And in 18 months, in an 18-month period, John Aldridge scored over 100 Liverpool goals. It's just madness. In an 18-month period, John Aldridge scored over 100 Liverpool goals, yeah? Right? And then we went to buy Ian Rush back in the middle of a season, but when transfers used to be done all the time. We went and bought Ian Rush back from Juventus in the middle of the 1990 season. And we sold John, because we were buying Ian Rush back, Kenny Dalglish sold John Aldridge to Real Sociedad. John Aldridge's last game for Liverpool, I believe, was the game at Anfield when we beat Crystal Palace 9-0. And John Aldridge came on as substitute, and John Barnes let him take a penalty. And he scored the penalty, and that was his last goal and game for Liverpool before he got sold to Real Sociedad, because we bought Ian Rush back. Yeah, facts. Yeah, against Palace. Yeah, Aldridge didn't want to leave. I remember. He didn't want to go. He's like, "Where am I going to go?" And it's like, "Well, we're bringing Rushy back." I can't keep Rushy and John Aldridge because you both look exactly the same, and no one can tell the difference. So you had to go. That's what I'm saying. I always get told, oh, you can't be a real Liverpool fan because you want Klopp out, or you can't be a real Liverpool fan if you stick up for FSG. This is what I got told in the comments yesterday, guys. And I'm getting told by people, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not a Liverpool fan. Of course I'm not. I'm just giving you knowledge here. Big up Claire in the house. I remember Paisley and Kenny, but unfortunately, there's no moral to this story, we know. I'm just telling a little story. Just telling a little story, my man. I'm just telling a little story. Oh, big up. Big up Sandra, Trent, Robbo, Van Dijk, Gomez, Fabinho, Mo Nunes. Would wake up now for better Liverpool. In retrospect, I always thought it was a snake re-signing Rush. Another debate for another time. Yeah. I'm not Klopp out, Mike. I'm not Klopp out, mate. I'm not Klopp out. Why are you Klopp out? I'm not Klopp out. I'm not Klopp out. I was saying that as a I've been saying this whole show that I just want Klopp to do better. I'm FSG out right now. I want FSG leave the football club. I want Klopp to do better. That's all I'm asking for. Klopp to do a little bit better than what he's doing right now, because he's not doing. I can't sit here and say, Klopp's amazing right now and doing a great job. Big up, Wino. Chelsea are signing Enzo Fernandez. Can they win the Champions League if all their players will be available? Yeah, if they're signing Enzo Fernandez, I think the reason they're getting Enzo Fernandez is Real Madrid want him, don't they? So they might be acting quick. Not Klopp out, man. Why not Klopp out? What the fuck is that with Fabinho? Literally mind blowing. Claire, fuck knows. Honestly, Claire. Good G. It's fine, Joe. You can say it. I love G. G's my man, I love G. I love G. Laugh out loud, Jamie. My man, my man is trolling. Don't waste your breath on them all. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. I don't mind talking to people. I don't mind talking to people. Grobler used to make me bloody. Yeah, Grobler was a legend. Agreed. We should have stuck with a 4-4-2 pre-World Cup. I have no idea why he went back to 4-3-3. That is outdated and predictable. Yeah, look with Klopp. I think Klopp just really is a trusting person. I think Klopp is just too trusting. He's too trusting to these players. He reminds me a lot of Arsene Wenger. He reminds me so much of Arsene Wenger. Arsene Wenger trusted a lot of players he was successful with and kept giving them new deals after new deals after new deals, and kept trusting them. And, in the end, it really it messed him up. It fucked him over. And I don't want the same for Klopp. I don't want Klopp to keep trusting these players when they're not giving him the time. These players got so much to answer for. They're absolutely shocking. And Klopp needs to tell him that as well. Klopp needs to tell him that. Klopp needs to get on these players' throats right now. Stop sticking up for them, because they're letting him down at the same time. Big up, Jersey boy. How you doing, my friend? Hey, Jamie. I was at the Amex. We were seriously poor. Should have been 2 reds, in my opinion. Met Ferguson from Brighton after the game at the bar. Man, seriously injured. Big up the Jersey boy. Big up yourself, my friend. But shame about Ferguson, my man. Big up Claire in the chat. I'm not Klopp out either, but he is, and the club is hiding so much. But this season, I'm sure it'll come out. But we need to invest soon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the highlight of my weekend, Edward. That was the highlight of my weekend. The ending to the Royal Rumble was ridiculously good. That was that was the highlight of my weekend. What an ending! I have watched that ending back so many times today already. So, by the way, I've only had 3 hours sleep. I'm absolutely fucking knackered. I've only had 3 hours sleep. But man, that the ending to that Rumble was picture perfect. The greatest storytelling I've ever seen in wrestling. A flop will just hug them. That's a flop, you know. James, do you reckon we'll carry this bad form into the Prem with another loss? I've gave up guessing on Liverpool now. Psychedelic. I gave up, man. Maybe Norbert needs to hire Francis and Gino for training sessions to give out some body shots on the underperformance. I love the story and best thing they've done in 23. I agree, man. I agree. I missed the end of it. Oh, go back and watch the Rumble at the end, man. It's the greatest thing ever. Go back and watch it, man. Man, look, guys, thank you very much for all joining me today. I've got to go now because it's 8 o'clock at night. Kids have got to go to bed. It's school tomorrow for them. But I'll be back tomorrow at 12:30, guys. Another Liverpool show. 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. Make sure you all join me if you can at 12:30 p.m. tomorrow afternoon in your lunch hour. Yeah, for some Liverpool chat. We're going to talk about some of the Jurgen stuff, press conference he did, the interview he did after the game today. Some of the stories coming out of the club this evening about, no January transfers. We're going to talk about that. And what I want to talk about tomorrow as well, guys, I really want to get into. I'm going to get all the players up tomorrow, guys. I'm going to get the whole squad up, and I want us to sit down and go through the squad and actually go through who should stay and who should go. And we've got to take sentimentality out of it. No being sentimental and like, oh, we're so and so. We've got to take that out of it. Clean conscience, clean mind. Go through the whole squad and see who should go, who should stay. Because I think that needs to happen. But another therapy session. But big up to everyone in the chat. I do appreciate you all being here on a Sunday night. Much love to all of you. And I'll see you tomorrow at 12:30, guys. Big up now. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye.